I'd like to share the powerful business rules that changed my life and led me to such wealth that I sometimes find myself questioning the true meaning of making money. As Warren Buffett once said, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get." These rules have been crucial in my journey from being a broke 22-year-old to becoming a multi-millionaire. Over my 27 years as an entrepreneur, I learned many of these rules through my own experiences, while others came from insights shared by some of the wealthiest individuals you might recognize. These lessons have shaped my approach to business and life. So without further delay, let's explore the 15 essential rules of business that can pave the way to your success. The first rule is to grab the credit card and ensure you receive your payment. Starting a business can be straightforward. The core idea is to get someone to pay you for a product or service. When a customer hands you money, it indicates they have a problem that your offering can help solve. You can accept payments in various ways, such as cash, Stripe, PayPal, or Venmo. The important part is to decide what you want to sell and ask for payment. This transaction confirms that the customer genuinely needs what you provide. Many people might encourage you to launch a business, but once you create your product, you might find that those same individuals aren't interested in buying it. This can leave you confused about why they seem supportive in the first place. It's essential to ensure that what you offer truly adds value and meets your customers' needs. However, avoid doing free work in hopes of securing future sales. If you don't charge for your service, you can't really tell if a person is genuinely interested. This can lead to wasting time on the wrong customers. Ultimately, charging for your work helps you identify who values your product and who your ideal customers are. Number 2, be impeccable with your word. If you tell someone that you're going to do something, it's crucial to follow through. Sticking to your commitments can significantly improve your life and even your finances. When you consistently do what you say, people start to trust you. On the other hand, if you fail to keep your promises, you teach them that you're not reliable. Being impeccable with your word means speaking positively and being accountable. It's not just about making promises, it's about following through on them. If you can't commit to something, it's perfectly fine to say no. Being honest in your communication helps build trust with others. Additionally, when you complain about other people, remember that they might wonder if you say similar things about them when they're not around. To think about this differently, imagine that everything you say is printed in your local newspaper. Since I often share my thoughts publicly, I have to be mindful of my words because I'm accountable for everything I say. If you wouldn't feel comfortable saying something negative about someone in front of them, it's best not to say it at all. The benefit of being mindful about your words is that it makes you a more attractive person to be around. Over time, I've learned that success isn't just created, it's attracted by being trustworthy and positive. When you are someone who keeps their word, avoids negativity, and doesn't complain, others will want to be around you. They'll be eager to help you reach your goals because your positive energy and reliability encourage them to support you. This attitude can lead to greater opportunities and success, as the people you attract can greatly influence your business and overall life. Number 3, you win or you learn. Many people ask me when I last faced a significant loss. Honestly, it happens quite often. I've learned to take fewer risks overall, but I've still had my share of big losses. A few years ago, I lost $1 million on a company I purchased. While some might see that as a disaster, I view it as a learning opportunity. From that experience, I discovered that I didn't have the right team or systems in place to support the business I bought. I figured out what types of companies I should invest in and what processes I needed to establish to prevent such losses in the future. One positive outcome was that I met my business partner, Kevin, and together we built Big Band Software, allowing us to acquire a new company every month. Did it hurt to lose that money? Absolutely. But instead of dwelling on the pain, I focused on what I could learn from the situation. This mindset is common among successful people. They continually seek knowledge to increase their earnings. It reminds me of a quote by Napoleon Hill from Think and Grow Rich. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries the seed of equal or greater benefit. Each setback or challenge should not be something that intimidates or frustrates you. Instead, view it as a chance to learn. When I face tough situations, I often tell myself, this is a worthy challenge. It's been a while since I've been tested, and I can gain valuable insights from this experience. In my life, I've realized that I don't learn as much from my successes as I do from my failures. So setbacks can be incredibly valuable opportunities for growth. When you encounter difficulties, take a moment to pause, reflect on the situation, have a conversation with yourself about what you can learn, and then move forward. Number 4, you don't manage time, you manage energy. In my 20s, I had a routine where I would wake up to my alarm and immediately start working. I would often put in 16-hour days, sometimes even 100 hours a week, for 4 straight years. Surprisingly, the longer I worked like this, the less I actually accomplished. The reason for this was that I didn't have a clear process to help me get things done. I was juggling many tasks and felt the pressure to keep everything moving. I was so worried about failing at something that I didn't even understand why I was being successful. I just assumed that working harder would keep the momentum going. Over time, I learned that my calendar serves as a guide for how to effectively get things done. It's important to align my tasks with my energy levels so that I can perform at my best. Before I had kids, my schedule was different. I would often stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning and sleep in until 8 or 9. That worked for me at the time. However, once I became a parent, I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning thanks to my kids who acted like little alarm clocks. This change forced me to adjust my life to fit my new routine. For example, I now spend my mornings connecting with my Creator and reflecting on the challenges I face. I take that early energy and use it to brainstorm and strategize solutions to my problems, allowing me to think outside the box. Mornings have become my prime time for tackling significant projects. In the afternoons, I schedule in-person meetings when I'm more ready to engage in conversation. I find that I can accomplish more in a focused 4-hour block than many do in a whole day. During these periods, I minimize distractions, turning off notifications and concentrating on my work. This way, I can connect deeply with my purpose and get my best work done. Number 5, under-promise and over-deliver. Many people start businesses as agencies, freelancers, or by offering services like social media marketing. One common mistake is saying yes to every request just to get clients, without realizing how much work it will involve. This can lead to disappointing clients when you can't meet their expectations because you're overwhelmed. To avoid this issue, focus on solving one specific problem for your clients and provide a clear, effective solution. When you deliver your service, go the extra mile. That additional effort, just a little more than what's expected, can really make you stand out. For instance, think about a graphic designer who takes on various projects. Instead of trying to tackle every type of design work, they choose to specialize in logo design for small businesses. When they complete a logo, they don't just deliver the basic files. They also provide additional color variations, mock-ups of the logo in real-world applications, and a brief guide on how to use the logo effectively. This extra attention to detail shows the client that they care and helps them use the design more successfully. By consistently going above and beyond and being reliable, the designer builds a strong reputation. Clients feel appreciated and are more likely to recommend their services to others. This is how you can truly over-deliver in your business. Number 6, simple scales and complex fails. One of the biggest mistakes new entrepreneurs make is overcomplicating their business. It's funny to see how they can have a good product or service, but still mess it up by making things too complicated. Elon Musk often talks about his approach to engineering, where he aims to simplify by removing unnecessary parts from a product. If a part isn't essential, it just adds more complexity that needs to be managed, tested, and could potentially cause problems. Musk focuses on stripping down the requirements until it seems like the product shouldn't even work. Then he reintroduces only the necessary components to make it functional. This mindset is important to share with your team. While it's easy to make things complicated, simplifying is much harder. New team members might think they need to improve things, but often they just add more features, creating unnecessary complexity. In my approach to business, I believe that adding something new should always start with a negative impact. Before introducing anything, consider what can be removed. To keep things straightforward, focus on 4 key areas for a year. Identify one specific customer you want to serve. Offer one clear product or service, something so valuable that customers can't say no. Often referred to as a Godfather offer, have one clear method for getting attention through marketing, and use one straightforward way to sell your product. By concentrating on these 4 areas, or what I call following one course until successful, you can avoid complicating your business and increase your chances of success. Stick to this plan and you'll likely see positive results. Number 7, give to get. This lesson comes from observing how people grow and succeed by helping others. In many recovery programs, there's a common idea that to stay on the right path, you need to support others on their journey as well. The core concept is that you can only keep what you give away. When I started my business journey, I applied this idea by thinking about how I could provide value to others. I realized that to earn more money, I needed to help other people make more money. Essentially, your income often represents just a small fraction of the overall value you create in the world. I refer to this as the 10% rule. For every dollar you earn, you're likely creating about $10 in value for others. So if you make $1 million, you've likely contributed to creating $10 million of value for other people. The more you give, the more you'll receive in return. Many people operate with a scarcity mindset, fearing that if they give something away, they will lose it. However, this way of thinking is flawed. Resources are actually abundant, and if you can be creative and resourceful, you can attract more money and opportunities into your life. A scarcity mindset limits your potential, while an abundance mindset opens doors to wealth. If you want to achieve more, you must work on becoming a better version of yourself. Your income will always be tied to how much you invest in your personal growth. For example, a skilled mentor or coach might charge a high fee because they have invested a lot in their education and experience. If you don't develop your skills and knowledge, you won't be able to provide as much value to others, which limits your earning potential. Focusing on personal development is key to increasing your worth and ultimately your income. Number 8, play to win. Don't play not to lose. When you're working, think about whether you're trying to grow and create wealth or just trying to protect what you already have. Are you in a mindset focused on making more money, or are you just trying to hold on to what you've got? At first, many people start with the goal of getting rich because they feel poor. They work hard to build their wealth. However, once they start accumulating some assets, their mindset can shift. They may become more focused on what they have to lose, which can change how they handle their finances. A lot of individuals spend too much time worrying about minimizing their taxes instead of thinking about how to generate more income. While it's reasonable to want to pay less in taxes, the real goal should be to have a substantial income to begin with. Many people approach their businesses with a mindset of self-protection, focusing on avoiding losses rather than pursuing growth. This often leads them to limit themselves instead of asking how they can add more value, help more people, and create new opportunities. Instead, think about your goals. Are they designed to help you expand? How can you create opportunities for your team members that align with your larger vision? If your vision is big enough, it can incorporate everyone's goals and dreams. Your thoughts and attitudes directly impact your reality. The energy you put out today will shape what happens tomorrow. That's why it's crucial to adopt a mindset of creation rather than one of preservation. This difference in mindset can truly separate those who are wealthy from those who are not. Number 9, spend money to save time, not time to save money. One major mistake that people who struggle financially make is focusing too much on saving money instead of saving time. For example, some individuals will go out of their way, even driving an extra 36 minutes just to save a few cents per gallon on gas. This shows they don't value their time as highly as they should. On the other hand, wealthy individuals understand that time is their most valuable resource. They invest their money to free up their time because they recognize how crucial it is. Rich people assign a dollar value to their time, whether it's $100, $300, or $500. And when they get requests for their time, they evaluate whether it's worth that investment. If it's not, they are comfortable saying no. By buying back their time, they can focus on activities that will help them earn more money. They often ask themselves how they can do more of what is profitable. Additionally, they reflect on who they need to become to achieve their goals. Many times, people hold themselves back with limiting beliefs. They might think that just getting more training or skills will help them succeed, but they need to dig deeper. They should ask themselves what beliefs or obstacles, like fears about money or issues with productivity, are preventing them from moving forward. The key to effectively using the time they've saved is to set goals that promote personal growth. Number 10, measure what matters. In the world of business, it's easy to get lost in the numbers and metrics that don't necessarily reflect your success. Focusing on vanity metrics, such as social media likes or website traffic, can mislead you about your actual performance. Instead, measure what truly matters, the metrics that directly impact your revenue and customer satisfaction. Identify key performance indicators, KPIs, relevant to your goals. This could be customer retention rates, conversion rates, or average transaction values. By honing in on these critical metrics, you can make informed decisions that drive growth. For example, instead of simply tracking how many followers you gain on social media, focus on how many of those followers convert into paying customers. This shift in perspective can lead to more strategic actions and ultimately enhance your bottom line. Always remember, what gets measured gets managed. So prioritize the metrics that truly matter for your business's success. Number 11, be incompetent. Many people make the mistake of hiring others but then end up doing their work for them. In a viral video, I mentioned that if you want to be rich, you should be lazy, but if you want to be truly wealthy, you need to be capable and know how to delegate effectively. The key is to stop doing all the tasks yourself. For instance, if I owned a restaurant and my chef quit, I wouldn't jump into the kitchen to start cooking. I haven't cooked in years, and honestly, no one would want my cooking. Instead, I would focus on finding a new chef to solve the problem rather than wasting my time doing their job. As entrepreneurs, we often get caught up in the day-to-day operations instead of creating a system that can run smoothly without us. We need to develop the skill to work through others. If we don't, we'll end up stuck in our businesses without the ability to grow or create something valuable for others. When I start a business, I always plan it in a way that makes it sellable. A company that can be sold is a strong and valuable business. It's important to remember that you don't need to have all the answers. Many highly intelligent people aren't wealthy because they lack an understanding of how to leverage the strengths of others. Embracing your own limitations can actually be a powerful tool. It encourages those around you to take initiative and ownership. I recall a time when my office shelves were empty. My general manager asked me what I planned to put on those shelves. Instead of answering, I said, "I don't know, you figure it out." It took him a moment, but he understood that I wanted him to take responsibility and work with the team to come up with a solution. My approach is to empower the people who work for me. I invest in their growth and development rather than just telling them what to do. One of my main principles is to train them rather than just instruct them. Teach them how to excel and take pride in their work, and they will help build the business together. Number 12, be patient with results, but impatient with action. Many business owners often come to me feeling frustrated, saying, "I just can't figure it out. I've been trying, but nothing seems to work." When I ask how long they've been trying, they usually say only a few months. I tell them they need to commit fully to their efforts for a longer period, like 6 months, a year, or even 2 years. People tend to be impatient and easily discouraged. This often leads them to abandon activities that could potentially turn into something significant. They aren't fully committed to their goals. Here's my perspective. I believe in being patient with the timeline. If I set a goal to work on something for 10 years, I'm fine with that. But on a daily basis, or even hourly, I focus intensely on being effective. I constantly ask myself, what specific tasks can I complete today that will help me reach my long-term goals? The key is to remain patient while consistently working towards my goals. By staying dedicated, showing up every day, and being open to feedback and improvement, I believe that eventually I will succeed. To illustrate this, think of it like walking. The person who enjoys the journey will go further than the one who only cares about the destination. Many people want to be wealthy, but aren't willing to put in the necessary work. My mentor, John Maxwell, has spent 57 years showing up daily to write and speak. He's written 90 books and is considered a leading expert in leadership. His success comes from years of hard work and dedication that many people want but aren't willing to emulate. Number 13, 80% done by somebody else is 100% freaking awesome. If you've been hearing about the importance of hiring and delegating tasks but struggle to find good employees, you're not alone. Many people feel frustrated because they believe that whenever they assign tasks, the results aren't up to their standards. This can lead to the mindset of thinking, it's easier for me to just do it myself, since it feels like teaching someone else and fixing their mistakes takes too much time. However, it's important to recognize that your employees may not perform tasks the same way you do, and that's okay. The key to growing your business is learning how to delegate effectively. This means you need to improve your leadership skills, which includes learning how to communicate clearly and create processes. If you're expecting someone to follow a process that isn't documented, it's unfair to blame them when things go wrong. In my experience, whenever there's a problem in my business, I ask myself if it's a people problem or a process problem. Most of the time, it turns out to be a process issue. You might argue that your work is highly creative, like writing or designing, which can make delegation seem more difficult. This is where the 10-80-10 rule comes in handy. The first 10% of a project is about coming up with ideas and collaborating with your team to set the right direction. The next 80% is where your team does the bulk of the work, like researching and drafting. During this phase, you want to take on the role of an editor, rather than the main author. The final 10% is about integrating and fine-tuning what they've created. Since you didn't have to spend time on the 80% of the execution, you free up your time to focus on improving other areas. Think about it like cleaning your house. Sure, you could do it yourself, but hiring someone to clean means you can spend that time on activities that might earn you more money, even if their cleaning isn't as perfect as yours. Instead of clinging to the belief that you need to do everything yourself, consider using services like meal deliveries or laundry services. There are plenty of ways to create more leverage in your life, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Number 14, build relationships before transactions. In business, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeing every interaction as a potential sale. However, focusing solely on transactions can limit your growth and alienate potential customers. Building genuine relationships with your clients or customers is crucial for long-term success. Take the time to engage with people, understand their needs, and show them that you care. This could mean sending a follow-up email after a sale to check in, offering valuable content that's not directly tied to a sale, or simply being available to answer questions. When clients feel valued and understood, they're more likely to become loyal customers and refer others to you. Think of it this way. When you cultivate relationships, you create a network of supporters who will advocate for your business. These connections often lead to word-of-mouth referrals, which can be more valuable than any advertising campaign. Remember, people prefer to do business with those they trust. So invest in relationships today, and you'll see the rewards tomorrow. Number 15, which is to protect your reputation. I remember a time when I was reflecting on my life goals and crafting a detailed vision of what I wanted to achieve. While I've accomplished some impressive things, I know I'm just getting started, and my ambitions are even bigger. I realized that all my dreams and goals depend on two key factors: reach and reputation. Branding is essentially about how people connect with you and build trust based on what you do well. A strong brand influences how much you can charge for your products or services. For example, a plain t-shirt might cost just a couple of dollars, but if you add a well-known logo like Nike, it could sell for $60. That's the power of a strong brand. Having reach and a good reputation allows me to move quickly toward my goals. When I want to connect with others, they are more likely to say yes to me. Many projects I want to start can only happen if others know me and want to collaborate. Some people think, I just want to be famous. But it's more important to be known for good things. You can be well known but have a negative reputation, or you can be respected by the right people because of your positive reputation. To build a strong reputation, you need to focus on a few essential things. First, deliver on your promises. When you commit to something, make sure you follow through. Second, go all in. Be fully committed. Your passion and dedication are vital to your success. When you dedicate yourself to being your best, like Warren Buffett, opportunities will come to you because of who you are and your reputation. People want to connect with someone who has proven themselves. Next, you need clear values. Your values guide your decisions, especially when no one is watching. If people know your values, they can trust your actions and responses. I have values for my business and my family, and they all contribute to my integrity. Integrity shows how you handle challenges. It's easy to be positive when things are going well, but when issues arise, that's when your true character shines through. These moments allow you to show customers how trustworthy you are. Finally, you need to be your true self. Embrace who you are and focus on becoming the best in your niche. Don't just target a niche, become a part of it. Your unique identity is yours to own, and no one can take that away from you. Being yourself is much lighter than pretending to be someone else. There are plenty of people out there who will appreciate what you have to offer. Your tribe will be attracted to your authentic vibe. So let your true self shine. These are the fundamental rules of business.